Welcome to Payoff Pitch, Action Network's Major League Baseball betting podcast. I'm Collin Whitchurch, and I'm joined today by Derek Carty of Roto Grinders for a quick look at the Friday MLB slate. It is the final Friday of the season, final weekend of the season. Regular season wraps up on Sunday. We'll have the playoffs starting on Tuesday. A couple things yet to be determined in this playoff race. But as a reminder, this is our last episode of the regular season, but we will have full playoff coverage for you starting next week. Every weekday, Monday through Friday, that there's a game, we will have an episode with you with Best Bets, Sean Zerillo, Derek, myself, Kyle Murray, maybe a couple other guests along the way. Very excited. Monday, we will have a full playoff preview episode, looking at futures, looking at matchups for the wild card series, also looking ahead at the teams that have buys, different bets we might have. And then Monday night, we will have our Tuesday Best Bets episode for the 4 wild card game ones on Tuesday. So a little bit of extra time there with the day off between the end of the regular season and the start of the playoffs. Very exciting times here on Payoff Pitch. But for today, a couple matchups. A couple big matchups, playoff implications. I think the biggest one, probably Detroit-Boston. Neither of those teams have clinched a playoff spot. They're both in playoff position right now. Detroit trying to hold off Houston while also potentially still catch Cleveland in that just shockingly necessary AL Central race. But let's jump into our best bets here. Again, we got the big games, but we got the games that have value. Derek, I'm going to throw it to you first. We have Dodgers-Mariners in Seattle. Potential World Series preview, believe it or not. Seattle has wrapped up the... They have not wrapped up the AL... Oh, yeah, they have wrapped up the AL West. They're pretty much locked in to a bye. Still outside shot here of getting the number 1 seed in the American League. The Dodgers clinched the NL West, and also pretty much locked into that number 3 seed now. Will be hosting whoever gets the 6th seed in the playoffs. But tell me the bet that you have here in Dodgers-Mariners tonight.
I'm looking at Emmett Sheehan under 3.5 hits allowed, plus 130 is the best odds right now at Bet365. I like this one. Sheehan is not a guy who has a super long leash to begin with. He's in a good pitcher's park here, good pitching weather. And because Seattle wrapped up the division last night, there is a chance that we see, I guess, a weaker lineup today with some guys.
The hangover game.
Yeah, the hangover game. Now, when they clinched a playoff spot a couple nights ago, they said, you're not going to see that tomorrow. We want to get this. We want to clinch the division. We want to play for seeding. So it's possible that they're still playing this out, straight. But it's also possible that at this point, 2 nights in a row, celebrating that they're going to have some guys sitting today.
Yeah, Mariners, as we mentioned, just quite the rise there from maybe fighting for a wild card spot to now AL West champions and potentially being the number 1 overall seed, having home field throughout the AL playoffs. Like that there. I was looking at George Kirby's strikeouts in that game for the same reason, wondering if they were going to kind of take it easy on him, make sure that he's fresh and ready for the playoffs. 5.5. Didn't end up pulling the trigger there, but I'll keep looking at it. If you see me place a bet on that, you'll see it in the Action app, just as you'll see Derek's bets in the Action app. If you don't have that downloaded, make sure to do it. You get bet notifications whenever Action experts make picks. My best bet, I'm going for a game with absolutely no playoff implications. I'm going to Braves Pirates and looking at the total here under 8.5. Never shy about fading the Pittsburgh offense. That's been particularly so against left-handed pitching. Second worst offense across the board. 8 points worse against lefties than righties by WRC+. Joey Wentz has been pretty solid since joining the Atlanta rotation, missing a lot more bats. I considered taking his K-prop today as well. Was hoping for 4.5 there. It's 5.5. Don't like that as much, so I'll just look at the under here for the full game. Total, Mitch Keller is about to finish his 3rd straight year with an ERA in the range of 4.2 in between 175 to 190 innings. Just a very average starting pitcher. think all the questions about whether Mitch Keller is good that we dealt with for what feels like a decade have been settled, and the answer is kind of. Atlanta's bullpen actually hasn't been that bad down the stretch here, which is funny since it's one of the things that sunk them so bad earlier this season. This is also the top edge, according to Actions Pro projections right now, is the under in this game. So I really like getting under 8.5 here instead of 8. If it moves to 8, I think you'd need plus money for me to bet it. But 8.5, I like quite a bit here in Braves Pirates. Let's move on to our favorite underdogs here. Derek, you and I align on an underdog here for the first time. We won't have any Moneyline Underdog Parlay tracked in Parlay Express. Make sure you're following that account in the Action app as well. Throw our bets in parlays if we come up with them naturally, or sometimes like our best bet today, for example. You'll see a parlay in there of Pirates Braves under, Emmett Sheehan under hits allowed, in case you're the type who wants to be a little riskier, always gamble responsibly. But today's underdog, we have the same bet. It is in Angels Astros. We mentioned the Astros right now. If the season ended today, not in the playoffs, game behind Detroit for that final wild card spot. They have Jason Alexander on the mound. We talked about him last week. I don't have any Seinfeld puns, I'm really sorry to say. He's facing Kyle Hendricks here. I'll let you go first why you are on the underdog here in this matchup.
Yeah, Angels money line here, plus 130 is the best odds on the board at the moment. Honestly, I think the talent levels here are just more comparable than the reputations say they are. If I look at the Bad X's projections for the Astros lineup and the Angels lineup, they're separated by 2 points of WOBA, at least for the projected lineup at this point. You look at Alexander and you look at Kyle Hendricks, neither guy's a good pitcher. They're both like 5 ERA kind of guys. And so the Bad X has this projected closer to a coin flip game, and we're getting, good plus money on the Angels.
Yeah, I really like the Angels here. Tried fading Jason Alexander a few times a few weeks ago. Been waiting for him to turn into a pumpkin for the Astros. It finally happened in the biggest moment possible. Sunday Night Baseball against the Mariners. The game the Astros absolutely needed to win to stay afloat in the AL West title. He gave up 7 runs in the second inning. Joe Espada left him out hanging way too long. Should have been managing that more like a playoff game, but he let his below-average starting pitcher stay out there to give up 7 runs. Gave up a grand slam, I believe, to J.P. Crawford. And that was it. That was the Astros division chances. I really, really hate backing Kyle Hendricks just generally. But this Houston team's just fading hard down the stretch. All the injuries they've had all season long finally caught up with them. Obviously, Yordan Alvarez out again. But their offense is actually a little bit more put together than it's been at various points this season, with Paredes in there and Pena in there. So it's not the offense I worry about so much as it is the pitching with Alexander and the bullpen, which is absolutely depleted as well. So many guys out there. Josh Hader, obviously, the back of the bullpen. So like the Angels here on the money line as well, plus 130. I'd probably bet that down to about plus 125. Before we move on, don't forget to sign up for Action Pro for real-time pick alerts from experts like Sean Zerillo, Derek Carty, and our entire Action Network team. Plus, you can access our pro projections powered by Sean Kerner and our predictive analytics team. Just go to actionnetwork.com/pro and get $20 off the annual price with the promo code PAYOFF20. So don't miss out on the best bets at the best prices. Visit actionnetwork.com/pro. Use promo code PAYOFF20 to get $20 off a year of Action Pro. All right, final bets time. Derek and I both have a pair each. I'll let you go first. We are looking at Diamondbacks Padres tonight. Zach Gallen against Yu Darvish was a pitching matchup that a couple of years ago would have been must-see TV. The Diamondbacks still alive in the playoff race. I think their tragic number might be 1. They could get eliminated tonight, potentially. Clinging to hope here. Padres pretty locked into likely beginning their playoff chase in Chicago against the Cubs. Tell me what you like here in Padres Diamondbacks.
I like Zach Gallen under 18.5 outs. Minus 165 is the best number on the board right now. I think the worst number on the board is minus 245. I think I saw
Ooh.
this is kind of all over the place. I would imagine it's going to flip to a 17.5 at plus money at some point, and when it does, I'm totally fine with that. If you're getting 17.5 plus 130 or plus 120 or something like that, that's going to project well too. The Bat X is projecting about 16 outs here for Gallen. It's his last start of the year. Guys tend to get less of a leash as we go deeper into the season. In the last start of a year, a guy is not going to be throwing the same amount of pitches or the same amount of innings as he does in July. It just doesn't happen. And 18.5 at this point is a big number, even for a guy like Gallen. And he's facing what is a good Padres lineup. So there are a number of ways that he can get here, whether it's just they decide you're not going into the 7th inning today, or, he gets hit around a little bit. He's not efficient. There's lots of ways here. I like the Gallen under here a lot.
Last start of the year for Gallen, and also very likely the last start of his Diamondbacks career. 7 years in Arizona, obviously a lot of good years there. Finished third for Cy Young 2 years ago. Stuff's kind of diminished. It'd be interesting to see what his free agent market looks like this offseason, but I know Diamondbacks fans will be sad to see him go. I can't imagine that they're bringing him back unless it's at a severely discounted rate. I'm going to go with a pitching prop as well in what is, as I mentioned, probably the game of the day. Red Sox Tigers. It's Casey Mize against Kyle Harrison. I'm looking at Harrison over 1.5 walks. This will just be Harrison's second start, third appearance for the Red Sox. He came to Boston in the Rafael Devers trade a few months ago. Spent most of his season in Worcester as Boston looks to rebuild the former top prospect. He threw 3 innings of relief about 2.5 weeks ago and then tossed 6 innings of 1-run ball in his only start 6 days ago against the Rays. He struck out 5, walked 2 in that start. We're getting Harrison's walk prop over 1.5 at plus money right now, which I think is great value for a pitcher who struggled with his command at times throughout his career. Anytime the Red Sox target a young pitcher, though, I'm intrigued because they have a good pitching factory in place. They can generally pretty well identify young pitchers they think they can fix. That may very well be true with Harrison. I'm going to look to fade him in the walks department for now. Detroit has the 3rd highest walk rate against left-handed pitching this season, even in their struggles this last month or two. Down the stretch, it's at 10% since the trade deadline, which I think is 4th best in baseball. So really like the over 1.5 walks on Kyle Harrison tonight. Don't have a real strong opinion on that game overall. Obviously, both teams in desperation mode. Detroit even more so. Harrison over 1.5 walks. Maybe he gets a quick hook if he struggles early. But if he struggles early, it's probably because he's walking batters. So like that there. Derek, I'll go to you for one final bet. Oh, we're going back to Dodgers Mariners. For this one, you have a hitter prop in that game as well.
Yes, I'm looking at Freddie Freeman over half a walk at plus 290 is the best odds right now at Bet365. He's facing George Kirby, who obviously is super elite in terms of his control. But we're getting almost 300 on Freddie Freeman, who is a great hitter, can draw a walk. Kirby, like we said, is potentially not going to have a full leash here. If they decide they're going to pull him back, then that's even better news for Freddie Freeman here. They're just giving us a really good number on it because it's Kirby, and I think they've overpriced that in.
Like that one, over half a walk. I'm Freddie Freeman tonight against George Kirby. My last bet of the day, I'm going to have to brush off my hitter props chops here a bit for the playoffs. Not something I normally dabble in too much, but when we get to October, there are fewer betting options. Look into more of the hitter props that you're so sharp in, Derek. So I'm gonna give it a shot here as well. I'm taking Colson Montgomery because I need to mention the White Sox at least once an episode. I'm taking Colson Montgomery to hit a home run tonight in White Sox Nationals. That is the matchup of the weekend. If you ask me, White Sox Nationals. We've got Cade Cavalli on the mound for the Nationals. He's a sinker baller. He induces grounders about half the time. There's always a risk to bet homers against a pitcher like that. But Montgomery's someone who I think can have some success here. He's faced 130 sinkers so far this season as a rookie. He has 3 homers off the pitch already in his, I think he has 19 this season, 19 or 20. The only pitch he's been better against in his short major league career has been sliders. His swing type is also kind of designed to hit the ball in the air, gives him a better chance than most to go deep against a sinker baller. And if he doesn't against Cavalli, he's probably still going to get 2+ at bats against Washington's very bad bullpen. Cavalli's only allowed 6 home runs this year, and 4 came in one start against the Yankees at Yankee Stadium. So, he's not the most homer-prone pitcher, but he's had 4 straight starts now where he hasn't given up a home run. I think we might see some regression in that area, and I think Montgomery is a good hitter to back tonight. So plus 500 on Colson Montgomery to hit a home run. That's my final bet of the night and our final bet of the episode, because that'll do it for today's episode of Payoff Pitch. Thanks for tuning in. If you'd like to tail some of the bets from today's episode, look for the quick slip links in the episode description. Don't forget to download the free award-winning Action Network app. Don't forget to leave us that 5-star rating and review wherever you listen to the podcast. Also, check out our new AI quick slip bot on X. Just grab Playbook at Playbook. Tell it to grab whatever bets you're looking for. It'll create a quick slip link for you in a matter of seconds. Go to Playbook, say, hey Playbook, give me a bet slip with Collin and Derek's best bets. That's Pirates, Braves under 8.5, Emmett Sheehan under 3.5 hits allowed. And poof, bet slip pops right up. Variety of books. You can price shop, find the best lines right there. Very cool in a matter of seconds. We'll be back on Monday, as I said, with another episode of Payoff Pitch. It will be playoff time. We'll have a playoff preview early in the day. And if you're looking for Tuesday best bets, we will have that late Monday or early Tuesday morning as well. Episodes all month long in October. Very, very excited. But we've got to get to the end of the regular season here. And hopefully we can get to the finish line tonight with a few bet winners. For Derek Carty, I'm Collin Whitchurch. Thanks for listening to Payoff Pitch, Action Network's MLB betting podcast. Good luck with all your bets.